Bitcoin to 300K. Well, the hype train is starting now. 300K, 150K, 200K, 1 million. Which one is it? So in today's video, we're going to break down how absolutely crazy this market's about to get, but you have to remove the emotion. So in today's video, we're going to break down a prediction of 300K. We're going to break down again the video from Kathy Woods, and I'm going to show you how the banks aren't even involved yet, and now they're starting to come in. And also having a deep understanding on the back end of this video, what an exit strategy is. Okay. We're going to break that down a little bit deeper on the back end of every video. I want to help as many people as possible understand exactly what I'm doing. It's not advice. I'm just sharing with you exactly what I'm doing so I can make this complex new asset class very simple for you. Okay. I have two amazing resources for you. So I'm a licensed insurance agent. I have licensed insurance agents in all 50 states. And I personally put a lot of my wealth into Index Universal Life. Tax code 7702A. So you can set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team in all 50 states to understand where I protect my wealth and where I put my profits from cryptocurrency. Okay. So if you want to do that, click the description of the video down below, set up a free consultation. There's many other options other than IUL as well. It's about having that conversation. Number two is an absolutely free guide, a book on exactly what I explain on the back end of every video. Just put in your email, boom, it'll be in your inbox. Absolutely free guide for you. Okay. So let's dive right into this. Okay. So this is crazy. The Tether co-founder on why Bitcoin could reach 300K at the peak of the next bull market. Sorry, my brain shut off for a second there. I had a crazy workout this morning. I'm still like super energetic right now. Okay. So this is one thing I want to say before we go into this. Okay. Now you're going to hear there's going to be so many predictions. Bitcoin to 300K. Some are going to say 1 million. Some are going to say 150. On the back end of the video, I'm going to share with you exit plans. I'm also going to talk about short-term and long-term capital gains. You have to understand when you bought in, what your average buy-in price is, when to exit the market, when not to exit the market, because a lot of people get confused and they get wrecked. So let's check this out.
Exchange and Tether co-founder with this, William. It's good to see again. I wonder, I mean, this is another story where there is arguments on the speculative side, but also on fundamental analysis of at least money flows.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at where we are pre-halvening, that's going to happen in April, where Bitcoin's reward for miners drops by half. If we look at where we are versus the last one, I'd say, which happened 4 years ago, we're in better shape. You know, obviously we didn't have the ETFs back then. If you look at things like derivative volume, it was nascent 4 years ago. Now very high. We've just hit a record. And the ETF flows have actually surprised me. I was a little skeptical that they would take off quickly. And now we have close to, I want to say $50 billion. It's about 740,000 Bitcoin held in these ETFs. Daily, we're getting between 150 million up to $500 million flowing in.
Crazy, man.
So there's a lot of positive forces that are pushing Bitcoin up right now. And this is before the halvening, which is usually after that fact when Bitcoin really skyrockets.
How do you describe to viewers the mix of institutional versus retail interest vis-a-vis, say, prior rallies?
This will be interesting because he talks about retail. So we're the retail, right? Then you have institutions. So listen to this, and I'm going to break down Kathy Wood's video once again for those people in the back that didn't catch it, where she was talking about all institutions are not even in it yet, guys. They're not fully in it, but they're making their moves now. So remember, we're retail investors, and you saw the rally with retail investors from 2020 to 2022. Now we have institutions involved.
Oh, anything from like pre-2020, there was very little institutional interest in Bitcoin. It was a retail-driven, globally retail-driven phenomenon. And now I would say there is a lot of institutional money that tracks it. It's also why you see such interest in derivatives. The volatility in Bitcoin, I think, is one thing that really attracts a lot of institutional investors. And you have to understand that, you know, Bitcoin is maybe the only globally traded asset that I know of whose demand is purely based on sentiment. You know, there's not a Bitcoin company. There isn't Bitcoin price earning ratios. It's just a sentiment driven token. And what you can say about that, of course, is that sentiment has no limits. You can always be more optimistic.
And that's what's happening right now, guys. The narrative with the economy in America and BRICS, de-dollarizing, the presidential election, the weak economy, buried in debt in America, it's just making the narrative much more, I'm going to use a weird word, juicy for Bitcoin. Juicy. Comment down below if you heard that. Juicy. It's just making it it's getting juicier and juicier and juicier. Every single reason why you would want Bitcoin.
And so this rally may be the biggest we've seen. If we just look at where we stand today, pre-halvening for Bitcoin, and look at historical patterns, that would suggest, and I'm not predicting this, I'm just saying if you applied the historical patterns, it would suggest Bitcoin being in excess of $300,000 at the peak of this next bull market.
That's crazy. 300K. If you got in at 4,000, maybe 25,000, I mean, it takes people a lifetime to make that much money in a company. Isn't that wild? So this is Mark Cuban. They at the end of one of these interviews here, they threw out some Bitcoin questions for him.
With Bitcoin testing a new all-time high right now, your thoughts on this crypto rally? And I guess just as importantly, since you've been outspoken about it in the past, how much your portfolio is in cryptocurrency?
I don't even know how much, but it's happy. Bitcoin in particular and Ether, ETH to a smaller extent, Bitcoin is just driven by supply and demand. There's only going to be 21 million of them. The more people that buy and the fewer people that sell, that means the price is going to go up. That's just the nature of it. It's a great store of value. That's why I have an investment in it, because I do feel that the demand is going to exceed the number of people selling. ETH, we'll see what happens with the ETF and whether or not that gets approved. But because of the way it works, it's a little bit different and it's a little bit more driven by utility, but there's more and more applications coming for the utility. The biggest disappointment of crypto so far has been there's not that one application where
he just goes into like technology and ease of use and stuff. I mean, they're all over it, guys. Everybody's jumping in the pool. It's nice and warm. We're going to re-listen to this. I want to make sure everybody heard this around Cathie Woods and around institutions.
Bitcoin, congrats on your ETF. It's done very well. You're number 3 now.
Number 3. This was David against Goliath, and so this is a very nice win for us. Now we're not finished, and in fact, in our business, what's interesting is the wirehouses which dominate our customers. So Morgan Stanley, all the advisors at these wirehouses, Morgan Stanley, UBS, Merrill Lynch at B of A, Wells Fargo, not one of them has approved Bitcoin on its platform. That hasn't even happened yet. And those are our primary clients. When that happens, wait until you see.
Explosion.
Boom. Guess what's happening? Bank of America, Merrill, Wells Fargo offer Bitcoin ETF products for their clients. Wealth management platform offer access to Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin surges towards a record surpassing 600,000. This on February 29th, guys. So it's starting to creep towards that, guys. They're opening up the floodgates. Get ready. U.S. lawmakers advanced resolution to get banks in on crypto custody. This was back on March 1st, 2024. The House Financial Services Committee has voted to advance resolution that could overturn the controversial staff accounting bulletin number 121. They're working to get banks to custody crypto. I told you guys this in 2020. By 2030, your banks are going to be trying to custody your crypto. Okay, so got a big announcement here. I want to share this with you guys, and then I'm going to go into the exact strategy that I'm using. Okay, we have our Freedom Conference here in Mesa, Arizona at our 3T Warrior Academy facility, our Revolutionary Conference Center, where you get to meet the whole Good Morning Crypto team. You get to meet me, Coach JB. We're going to be breaking down everything from generational wealth building, mindset. I'm going to be doing a big motivational thing. You can see all the different topics here. We have the 5P framework, which is financial literacy, financial discipline, learning how to earn, learning how to protect, and learning how to grow. We're talking about X royalty. We're going to trading. We got cryptocurrency security. We got crypto markets and emotional landscape, transforming the power of IPOs and community engagement. We have crafting robust crypto exit strategies, safeguarding your financial well-being. We are working to help you understand our game, but the most of all is the community. Being here in the group, being in the vibration, meeting like-minded individuals. The conference is